Rarely has the wider world been more aware of the critically important work of caregivers such as personal support workers. Mary Baxter covers the southwestern part of the province for our Ontario hubs. She joins us now from London on her story about some people answering the call and training to enter that field. Welcome, Mary Baxter.
Hi, Dan.
Now, before we start about your latest piece for TVO.org, I thought we'd set the lines up. Let's talk about what exactly does a personal support worker do?
A personal support worker looks after the personal care of someone who needs it. A lot of their daily activities. So anything from helping them shower to helping them in and out of bed to changing their briefs, perhaps feeding them. They're different from nurses, for instance, in that personal support workers can't give people their medication. So that's one difference between the two. Nurses also would look after specific physical ailments. So for instance, if there's wound care, that's something that a nurse would do, not necessarily a personal support worker.
I'm curious, how risky is this type of work?
Oh, wow. Ian De Silva, who is a spokesperson for the Ontario Personal Support Workers Association, told me that, believe it or not, for women in the job between 30 and 45, that it was the most high-risk job just before industrial miners.
Oh, wow. Obviously, we're in the midst of a pandemic. I'm curious, are personal support workers getting support from the province when it comes to wages and other subsidies?
So there's been a couple of initiatives that have been announced this week, more than 50 million to help recruit, retain, and support frontline workers, and in particular personal support workers. And then on Thursday, there was an announcement of further funding to boost the wages for personal support workers up to $3, depending on where they're located and what type of work they're doing.
Now, for your article, you spoke to a number of PSWs who are going through the training. What did they say about why they wanted to pursue this work?
Well, before today, I would have said it's not for the money, although the province is sweetening that pot, at least temporarily. Personal support workers typically make anywhere from, a couple of dollars above minimum wage to about $25 an hour, again, depending on where they're located, with those working in long-term care receiving the most money. But most personal support workers get involved because they've already looked after someone, or they're rising to the need. For many people, it's a second career. They're doing it because they know people need support.
Now, there are a number of people who were starting their training during the beginning of this pandemic, and that was put on hold. Have they returned back to the classroom? How have they been able to finish their program?
So now everyone is back to the classroom, but last school year's cohort, for instance, are just finishing up their placements. There were some changes put into place because the provincial medical officer of health had ordered people to work in frontline workers to just choose one area where they were working. It made it difficult for some of the placements and practicums to take place for personal support workers, who usually spend about 2 semesters getting their training, the second semester usually being out in the community doing different types of work and learning how it's performed. So some of them have gone back to get that. Some were working during just during the crisis, and have been allowed to use those hours towards getting their practicum. And so they're just finishing up. But those moving ahead, a lot of them are working online for their theory, but can expect to be working on their practicums again out in the field.
Now, some of them have been receiving on-the-job training, and there's this term that I haven't heard before, but they're known as health support workers. Tell me a little bit about that and how they've been able to incorporate that into their training.
So a health support worker is someone who is doesn't have as much responsibility or authority as a personal support worker, so they might assist a personal support worker in providing that care. They may not be able to do personal care that actually, touches the client who needs it, and they're usually working in supervision. So one organization, it's related to SE Health. What they've been doing is working with partners in different communities, perhaps like a long-term care facility, and training people who start work in the facility as HSWs, and then they help them to obtain their training for PSWs. It's a new kind of program, and for people who may not be able to afford getting the training for PSWs, this would allow them to get that training because it's sponsored by the community organization, and then they're also able to work while they're getting that qualification.
Now, something you also looked into was enrollment. What has that looked like in terms of the long-term trends for people looking at PSW work?
Enrollment numbers are down. They've been steadily declining over the past 5 years overall, and this has been one of the concerns. As I mentioned in the beginning, there's a high degree of risk with the profession. I'm told that there's a lot of awareness of the concerns with that, with the low pay, with concerns about part-time hours. Often people have to work and then have to work, in several different jobs in order to make ends meet, and so this has discouraged people from getting into the profession.
You've also looked into this industry being regulated because it's not. Can you tell us a little bit about that as well?
So for all of those concerns that I just mentioned, and one idea is that if you regulate the industry, so what that means is like how Ontario nurses, they have a college that oversees their activities and provides them with extra training, and that they have to register with, and just oversees their practices. Some people would say that by doing the same thing for PSWs, that it will protect their jobs more and encourage more people to get into the field.
Mary Baxter, I want to thank you so much. Another important story from Southwestern Ontario. That's Mary Baxter, Ontario Hub journalist covering Southwestern Ontario. Thank you.
Thanks, Jayanne.
The Agenda with Steve Paikin is brought to you by the Chartered Professional Accountants of Ontario. CPA Ontario is a regulator, an educator, a thought leader, and an advocate. We protect the public. We advance our profession. We guide our CPAs. We are CPA Ontario. And by viewers like you. Thank you.